witnessed the scars left by communism and greed. Once a lively village got wiped out by a wave of toxic waste spilled from the copper mine that fed on the land. They blamed the miner, and you're going to find out why. The first thing I did after opening Unity was to build a map. I went on Google Maps, jumped into Transylvania, more exactly Alba County. The key feature of this place is the lake, so I spent a lot of time figuring out the layout. A true 1:1 scale would have turned the game into a walking simulator, but in the end it turned out okay. Since the game is set in the past, I applied some graphical filters like VHS style that you see in many indie horror games. It basically makes the image look more pixelated. Then I made a better skybox to match the fog and added some more post-processing filters. The world was starting to take shape, but it still felt a bit static, so I added wind along with some environmental sounds to bring it to life. The story is the most important part of the game. It can make or break it. But the problem is, the real story of this place doesn't allow for some exciting gameplay. I took my time and started experimenting. However, I might have not taken the story too serious at times. The best way to describe it is this photo. But once I got past that, I really dove in and built an authentic Romanian story. It's full of traditional references that fit the atmosphere. And I work hard to make the environment, characters and story feel like they all belong together. Overall, I think it turned out well, and this is a complete game story. It has everything: exposition, conflict, rising action, climax and a resolution. You play as a journalist that got fired from his previous press agency, and now you have to go to Geamana Village to make an article to be hired again. The game advances with your choices. What you choose will influence the game ending, so choose wisely. A flashlight and a Polaroid camera will be your main tools. Also, you will have a notebook that stores every information that you gather along your journey. It holds the settings, your own notes, the map, story notes, photos and your current objective along with some basic input tutorial. But don't forget your car. It will never betray you. Or will it? On your way to find the truth, many obstacles will get in your way, like lockpicking, chopping wood, taking water from a fountain, sharpening an axe, building a chicken shack, sailing on a toxic lake, driving over sheep, and many more. This shepherd that I found online will be the base model for some characters because it also came as a .blend file. I need to make a lumberjack, an old man, and a miner, aka the villain. Making the hair was kind of difficult because Unity doesn't recognize an object that doesn't have vertices and faces. As a result, I had to turn the hair particle system into a mesh and make sure not to give it a high resolution because I will end up with millions of vertices that destroy performance. And I swear to you that for some couple of days when I saw beards on people, I was thinking about this process from Blender. My brain was cooked. Another slight annoying issue was that I couldn't import the model with hair in Mixamo to make animations because it had too many vertices. Afterwards, I had to mesh the hair to the head, almost pixel perfect, or else he's going to be bald.
I like it cut, G.
To enhance the visual cues of the game, I had to make some 3D models, like this traditional fence. I'm proud of it. I'm so proud of it that you're going to watch the whole time-lapse and you're going to enjoy it. I also made a saw holder, which, I don't know, it doesn't look great to be honest. Anyway, I had played the game a lot and found a bunch of bugs. Many of those were fixed with duct tape and others had to be broke down to the last piece to find the root cause of the problem. It wasn't exactly the most enjoyable thing to do, but I had no other option. The game also features a bear that only appears if you decide to go too far in the woods. The first 3D model I found online was this. But I decided not to add him for obvious reasons. So I went for a much spookier version instead. Now coming back to the village, the shepherd is looking kinda defenseless if the player might want to drive over his sheep. But now with a staff, He looks like somebody you don't wanna mess with. I remember it like it was yesterday, 12th of June 2025. The power went out for a couple of seconds but left unimaginable damage. The village scene got corrupted. All the hard work vanished before my eyes. I immediately looked online for solutions and I found this.
If this happens to you, don't worry, you can recover it, but you need to make sure you don't relaunch Unity.
Don't relaunch Unity. Don't relaunch Unity.
There is, perhaps, one more solution. On GitHub there is this asset ripper that, well, rips all the components from a build and converts them into a file for the Unity engine. I was genuinely begging it to work. I imported the scene, but there is still a tiny big issue. All the script connections, all of the UI, all the object materials and meshes are destroyed. So I have to manually assign to each of them all the properties again for all of them. Well, I am grateful for at least having the terrain and objects in place, but it's going to take some time.
3 weeks later.
Hopefully nothing breaks this time and I'll make sure to make some backups. And it's done. After months of work, Geamana Village is finally available for you to play. Check it out on Steam right now before the miner catches you.